What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sculpted Strength podcast. We're on episode 4 now. Time is absolutely flying. But yeah, episode 4 today. Chris, how are you, mate? Good week?
Not too bad, mate. Yeah, all good. It feels like winter's arrived already for me. I don't know
It
about
does,
you.
doesn't it?
We're
I
both
do
on
like the
early
hoodies,
mornings.
though. I do like wearing the hoodies.
Yeah, I would be wearing one too, but I'm still sweating from the gym. How are you?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Yeah, trained. Yeah, same legs this morning, as always. Yeah, good. Feeling good, though. Everything's going well. Standard week, it just flies, really, doesn't it? It comes around so fast. But yeah, what did you train today?
I did pool today, so I'm still milking out kind of I'm still progressing on exercise, which is good. It's like the first week I'm reverse dieting, so I was a bit like skeptical, but we still progressed on pull downs and rows. So I'm gassed, to be honest with you. And I guess
that's good.
Progressing is normal for you at the moment because you're obviously growth.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm feeling good as well. That's the main thing. Just like this morning, got up, had a good sleep, went on a walk, got some steps, and then got in the gym, and I just feel good. So yeah, it's all going well, but time's flying. We're September now. Usually I'd be in this time last year I was in Florida, so madness.
Oh wow, that's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
Go so
because
fast,
you're not going
but
this year. You're not going.
Yeah, obviously, yeah,
makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
But a year ago, but no, it's all good. But yeah, you started your. You've finished your bulk now, haven't you? So
yeah, 13 stone 5. So I weighed in at 13 stone 5.3, and I weighed in at 13 stone 3.3 this morning after a week. Obviously, a little bit of that is water weight, and it comes off a bit quickly to begin with. So I'm hoping it sort of stabilizes to like half a pound, so it doesn't go too quickly. But it's good so far. Like obviously, I haven't noticed a difference. But what I have started taking is beetroot juice.
Right, yeah.
Oh, it tastes vile. It tastes like you're drinking mud.
What's it? What are you doing that? Are you doing that every morning or something?
Yeah, before I train. So about an hour before I train, I'll put it in with my electrolytes. This juice.
It's funny, all of these still. I'll go through like my kind of morning drink, but mine's actually all right. But a lot of people. So I have aloe vera juice, and I introduced that when I was in prep because obviously it helps your bowel movements, and in prep I was struggling a few days. I wasn't going, so that keeps you quite regular, which is nice. But I just have it in my hydration, and obviously it tastes fine. But other people have like apple cider vinegar, stuff like that, and then it's like swamp kind of water and that. And I could only expect the beetroot, like tasting mud, I suppose, isn't it?
And it comes out the other side pink. Everything comes out pink. And you're scared for a second because you're like, I've got blood in anything, but it's just the coloration of everything.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, as I say, I just have my hydration, like electrolytes in the morning, but then I just have aloe vera juice, creatine, glutamine. I've had that. Yeah, I just have that every morning.
Yeah.
What have you done with your food now? Have you dropped it?
Yeah, so I'm going to take 100 calories down a week until I reach a deficit. So I'm on 3,450 today. Then tomorrow it will change to 3,350 for a week, etc., etc. And then
nice.
I'll take from how you did it really. In that I'll just focus on how I look. And be led by that. Again, because I don't need to get ridiculously lean, but I still want to maintain the size of the muscle that I've put on. So you would have seen obviously photos I put on Instagram and stuff this week. So I'm just trying to be led by that really. But
and it obviously leads on to what we're going to be talking about as well. We've taken progress pictures, but that's such a big thing because some people won't want to take progress pictures. I didn't right at the start. Obviously, I did probably about 6 months after. And at the time, if you're not happy with how you look, obviously you're not going to want to stand in front of a mirror taking pictures. But it is important, obviously. Especially looking back, it's such a massive thing because it's not all about scale weight. It's not all about bits like that, and the only person you want to be comparing back to is yourself. So, it's good to look back, and obviously you've seen over the last year or whatever it's been the difference that you've made, and obviously when you finish your cut this time, you'll see the difference as well, and it obviously and it'll push you on to want to make the progress and hold on to your strength and But it's all good.
Yeah. Do you think with body image then in progress pictures, taking progress pictures helps your body dysmorphia because then you can literally see the difference,
Yeah, that's the thing as well because everyone obviously there's two sides to it. Like especially in bodybuilding, obviously powerlifting's a little bit different.
Yeah,
but
of course,
with bodybuilding, it can be such a positive thing because obviously you're building like a healthy relationship with your physique. Developing discipline, achieving like aesthetic goals or bits like that. But obviously there is another side to that where you can have body dysmorphia. You can, even some people obviously get the eating disorders and stuff like that, because especially when they come out of a prep, you know, that's why I wanted to try and hold myself accountable as much as possible after my prep and stay on plan, because, you know, and we've spoken about this before, but the worst thing is when you've spent 20, 24 weeks, 28 weeks dieting down for a show. Obviously, you know, not all bodybuilders are going to be competitive, but, you know, you go to a show and then you've got cookie dealers there, like these stupidly 1,000 calorie cookies. And it's like, you want people to have like body dysmorphia and stuff like that. So yeah, it is obviously, it can become a bit of a, you know, slippery slope with, because you're never going to feel, everyone's going to not feel big enough or not feel lean enough. You know, you also got a comparison of Instagram, social media. One thing I tried not to do is, because a lot of people can look at the shows you're going to and see other competitors. Obviously, my first show I didn't, but then I knew from my first show that the two people that beat me were going to probably be at my second show. But, you know, all you can do is turn up, be your best, and that's it. But yeah. But as you say, leading back to progress pictures, the only person you want to be comparing yourself is back to yourself. And if you haven't got them pictures, then you might not think you've done as well. So yeah, it's definitely it's you know, I've got about 6,000 pictures on my phone, and probably 5,000 of them of me in my pants. Yeah.
I think it is the same with powerlifting a little bit, in that, first of all, with competitions you have to make weight, so there's food manipulation in there on the day usually to be the biggest you can at the, you know, and still make weight. So it's sort of like boxing, it's sort of like bodybuilding in that sense. But then also it's sort of like, you know, you can be the same weight as someone and they look vastly different. They look more muscly or whatever, and be stronger than you, be weaker than you, whatever it is. And so you're always comparing in that sense as well, like with the weight and how they look and how they move the weight, how strong they are, all these things. But it comes back to the beginning of comparing just to yourself, I suppose, as well. Like, and that can be done in both disciplines of just taking pictures or just taking videos of you training. Both are valid, because you'll see a difference, won't you?
Yeah, no, that's a big one as well. Obviously, just you especially with me, and obviously this can come on to, like, we're going to talk about like ego lifting and stuff like that. So for me, if I wasn't taking videos of my sets, obviously some people don't like doing it in the gym, but once you start doing it, no one actually cares. You know, just start filming your sets, because when you look back, you might think, oh, I'm performing an exercise, especially in bodybuilding. You know, you want to be moving as much weight as you can, but obviously with perfect form, because no one cares if what you're lifting on a leg machine, on a, you know, leg extension, hamstring curl. You know, you've got to be doing it properly, but you might think you're doing it properly until you actually look back. Because obviously I send AJ, the same with Chris before, obviously I'd send 4 or 5 videos, you know, different exercises a week. And I'll think, actually, yeah, I'm doing them really well, but then they'll always critique it, which is what they're there for, which is great. And it might only be small things, but that's what's going to, you know, it's getting that proper form, and that's what's going to build the muscle. As I say, in 3 years' time, when I step on stage again, no one cares if I can, you know, what I can squat, as long as I'm doing it the best I can with the perfect form, and then obviously then I'll up the weight. But yeah, just taking photos and videos of your training, and especially obviously for you with powerlifting, you know, that's going to help you as well with, you know, with form, you know, bits that you can slight change. Because I know obviously you film a lot of your training as well, which is, yeah, it's key.
But you're right, it's exactly for that reason. With powerlifting, you can have, and it's the same with bodybuilding in the sense, like you can look back at a squat and go, right, I could have moved my feet a little bit wider, pointing out a little bit more. So there's always stuff you can improve on, because it's such a technical compound movement. There's all sorts going on. You could to do a lift and do it well and not hurt yourself, but it doesn't mean that it's absolutely technically there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it comes back to mechanical failure and technical failure, do you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be pushing yourself past technical failure, because if your form starts breaking down, that's when you start
injuries
getting in trouble.
And stuff.
But if you're a bodybuilder, you want to go past sort of mechanical failure to make sure that you're working your muscle as much as possible, I guess. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's a fine line.
But
it's a fine line.
Yeah, I kind of had that this morning though. Like I was doing RDLs this morning, and obviously there's two racks, and I've got a guy next to me. He's about the same, probably might even be a bit smaller than me. And my top set was 155, and I got 4 reps last week, and I managed to get 5 today. And my back off set was 150. I got 8 reps last week. I got 10 today, so that was great. But I saw him loading up the bar with, I think he loaded up with 150. and he just picks it up, easy, 1 rep, just puts it's like a warm up. And I could look at that and be like, oh, yeah, I'll just stick another plate on it, try and match
compete,
it.
Yeah.
But, and that's what people do, unfortunately. But then, I done my set, which was good. But then he smashed out. I think he done 160, 170. And obviously, there's loads of other people in the gym that can do 190, 200. But, unfortunately, I'm not that strong yet. So I don't need to be doing that. But that's where people will see others doing it and be like, oh, I can do that, get hurt. And for me, I need to be building the muscle. And if I'm not doing the exercise correctly, then there's no point.
What's the point? It's the same.
It's just.
I think it's gym maturity, isn't it? Because yesterday, for example, like I obviously did the front of my hip in, so I've reintroduced squats, and I just did 60 yesterday. I didn't do anything. I just did the movement. And the guy next to me was doing, 120. I know that I can do up to 140, 150 on a good day. Do you know what I mean? So I don't need to prove anything to anyone. It's just doing on the day what you're programmed to do and doing it well, regardless of the weight.
And that's exactly what, like now, as I say, like, it's keeping yourself accountable. I've got to send these videos to AJ, so when I'm sending them to him, I don't want him to come on my check-in and be like, that is absolutely useless. Like, what are you doing that for? So I need to make sure that I'm doing the exercise properly. And I sent him quite a few leg ones this week. Everything was really good. Obviously, there's a few little tweaks, which is fine. And it's just all about controlling it. And as he said, he don't care what I lift. You've got to be doing it correctly, and that's what's going to build the muscle. And as I say, my overall goal for the 2028 is to be bigger all round. And I'm getting stronger, I'm getting bigger. I'm about 11 kilos up now, which is good, feeling good. So yeah, everything's going good.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It comes back to that. When you look at someone else, example, again, guy that I work with is 74 kg powerlifter. His squat and bench is really, really good, and his squat and deadlift are really, really good, and his bench isn't bad either for 74. But I have a bigger bench, but I weigh more. But my squat isn't as strong as his. You know what I mean? It's hard. Sometimes you just kind of got to go, everyone's different. And even in bodybuilding, everyone has different genetics. Everyone has different leverages, all sorts, And that's when you kind of move forward mentally, because you kind of go, I'm not in comparison with anyone else but myself, But yeah, there is a lot of imposter syndrome, I think, across both disciplines. Do you know what I mean? It can be difficult to find your place, you know what I mean, and be like, is this doing anything for me? You should only do it for yourself, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only reason you should do it, because otherwise, what's the point? Like, what are you doing?
And as I say, like, again, like, us bodybuilders that are in the gym and that, and I was speaking to Sian the other day when she was going on about, obviously she was talking to her friends about competing, and when you talk to people that aren't in like bodybuilding and they say, so what have you got to do then, when you to go on stage? Well, I've got to diet down, I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be hungry, I'm going to feel, my legs are going to feel heavy. They're like, why are you doing it? But it's because you enjoy it. We enjoy doing it, and that's it. It's for us. But whenever if you look at most other people who aren't in that, it's like, I don't know why you're doing it, but we love it. And if you don't love it, and it's the same as obviously a few of the clients that I'm working with now, you've got to make it enjoyable, because otherwise they're not going to want to lose the weight. And
what's the point?
It becomes a chore then, doesn't it? So if you aren't fully locked in with it, but then you're not enjoying it, there's no point in doing it. So you've got to be, especially obviously again with not so much bodybuilding, but like lifestyle clients who I'm working with now, it's all about balance. It's all about making a plan that's enjoyable to them, making a meal plan that's enjoyable to them. If they need to go out or want to go out, like for me now, obviously, as I say, on a Saturday we'll always go out or we'll get something to eat that's slightly off my meal plan, but that fits in. Obviously, lifestyle clients can do that as much as they want, and they haven't got to stick to my meal plan. They can adjust macros, and again, what we said last week, it's all about when you've been tracking for so long, you can swap out bits. You get to learn calories and macros and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just all about time, isn't it? So
what if you're ego lifting and you record your sets and you look at it and you're like, that's not right. Obviously, you've got a coach. You go to your coach and check that. If you haven't got a coach, what do you do normally? I would say go online, right? Have a look at exercises online and see how they're performed.
Yeah, and I think generally, like you'd be able to tell if you're putting on a weight, if you're loading up a bar and you literally can't control it and you're just throwing it around, then you should be able to know, shouldn't you? But obviously, this is why I always, if you haven't got a coach, you can talk to your friends. You can even talk to people in the gym. They're always going to, there's always people to help, isn't there? Not that people might not like doing that, obviously, but you need to be, looking at form videos. Looking at people online really as well. So many people online, isn't there? And again, AJ actually done that with me this week. I sent him a leg extension clip. He said, that's pretty, it's nearly enough spot on, but he said try and contract your legs even further, like as much as you can, and slightly invert your toes. And the person that he showed me to look at was Tom Platz. So and he even showed that in my check-in.
He's the king, isn't he?
It's just little tweaks and stuff like that. But there's so many people that you can look on, and again, if you cannot control that weight and you look back and you're being too quick with it, you're just throwing it around. It's just not really. Obviously, it does a little bit, doesn't it? But you're not getting. You're just going to be injuring yourself, really.
Absolutely.
Eventually.
Absolutely.
But everyone's done it. Everyone has done it. Oh, I can lift it. I can put another 10, 20 kilos, because people don't like putting on a 2.5.
No.
For me now, on a like pendulum or squat or something like that, I will put a 2.5 on instead of before. I'll chuck a 5 on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But now I will add the little plates, and a lot of people won't like doing that. But for me, even again, you don't have to every week. You don't have to add weight. I can add as long as I'm doing it perfectly, and I add one more rep. It's just when I get to the top of my rep range, I'll then add a bit more weight. But that's where people go wrong, I think, is where, especially on legs, I chuck a 20 each side on, and it's like that is a lot of weight.
That's another 40 kg.
It's a lot of weight, and that's what people do with leg presses and stuff like that. I just chuck a 20 on because it looks better, doesn't it? But people don't like putting the 2.5s or the 5s on, but that's all progress.
You sort of know when you look at someone leg pressing, on any leg press, how competent they are with the range of motion. For me, like if
range of motion is absolutely.
Then what's the point? Like.
Yeah, because people might whack 6, 7 plates on a leg press,
and then
cut a tiny little bit. What's the point? It's not doing anything. It looks stupid. You need to be getting the full range of motion, and that's what's going to build your legs. And as I say, in bodybuilding, that's what it's all about. No one cares. No one's going to ask you when you're on stage how much you can squat, bench. How many plates you can put on a leg press. Mm-hmm. Obviously, progressive overload. You need to add weight and stuff like that, of course. But you've got to nail the form first.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think with powerlifting and with the 3 lifts, normally what you try and do is understand how your body reacts to increments. So with bench, for example, it's 1.25 plates for me. Like that's how slow I have to progress my bench, because otherwise the progression just falls apart. Whereas squat, I can put 2.5 on each side and progress it that way, because my body responds to that okay. So it's just knowing your body as well. Like there's certain muscle groups that aren't the strongest, that aren't your best muscle group, and you have to sort of treat them that way and make sure you're reacting to whatever changes that there are in your training, for powerlifters, I think. But again, it's difficult because in the powerlifting side, you're always working to your doubles, your triples, your 1 rep maxes, and especially on powerlifting comp, stuff like that, you'll go beyond your PR, and it's sort of having the technical knowledge to know how to move that weight you haven't moved before safely, and how to fail it safely. That's the key, is being able to fail safely. And it goes back to the beginning of, if you're benching in the gym and you've got no one around, take the clips off first of all, or get a spot. Do you know what I mean?
We've all done it. We've all done it, and
everyone
has done it. And I remember doing it in Ballantynes. For some reason, I don't. Obviously, now I'm into bodybuilding, I don't actually do barbell bench. But I remember I sat on a barbell bench and I whacked. I don't even know what it was at the time, 100 kilos, whatever it was, and I couldn't do it. I might have done 1 rep, and then it got to my chest, and I struggled, and I was like, "What am I doing here?" And then someone come over and grabbed it, and I just thought, I look like an idiot now. What am I doing? And obviously that was a few years ago, but it's just like, everyone has done that, and I just think you've got to be so careful, especially with barbell. You could actually really hurt yourself so easily, and you see it on videos and stuff like that, and I just think. Yeah, especially with it's obviously, again, it's more of the, I think, commercial gyms. Like I would never see that really in my gym now. No, I don't think, because everyone's a bit more experienced. But you've got to be so careful with if you don't have a spot, have the safeties, as you say. So
It's, do you know what as well? Like, yeah, obviously have the safeties, but like, it's people like, example, like the Gym Reaper. Like, you'll look at someone like that who's obviously both genetically gifted and massive and strong, who can bench anything, you know. And it's the younger generation, I think, or the newer people that look at that and kind of go, "Oh, that's how you progress. You just got to send it all the time." And it's like, no, because you'll hurt yourself. This guy's been doing it, you know, for years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the
difference,
thing. Yeah,
you know? Yeah. It's again with all three of the lifts or any compound movement, it looks easier than it actually is all the time. You know, like people that make it look easy are making it look easy for a reason normally. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. When you see, like, when I see some bodybuilders that are moving weight and it looks easy, it's because obviously they've progressed it and they're experienced with it and they know what they're doing. But actually, deep down, you know, it's killing them, but it actually looks easy because they know what they're doing.
I saw one of AJ's deadlifts the other day, and I know obviously he does deadlifts for reps, and I was looking at that weight thinking, how is he moving that so easily, you know? But
and that's the thing as well. I can obviously, because AJ was around the same weight as me on stage, and when we look at myself and then him, like, it's massively different. Obviously, he's been training a lot longer. He's been, he's just incredibly strong. And that's another thing as well, is I can look at someone like that or someone who's around my weight and think, oh, I should be lifting that much. But no, I just haven't been training as long. I haven't got as much muscle. Oh, you know, you might get there eventually, but yeah, you can't. Again, that's comparing, and that's the worst thing. And that's what a lot of people as well say when they're in like bodybuilding preps and stuff like that, is just like mute people or block people that, not necessarily block, but just mute bodybuilding pages, you know, like the companies that you're going to be, the federations you're going to be competing at, because you might see someone saying that they're 2 weeks out from the show, and that you'll be like, oh, that's my show, they're going to be competing against me, and then you're looking at them, and then you're already putting doubt in your own mind, aren't you? So it's a big thing. And again, obviously, years ago you wouldn't have had that because you didn't have social media, but now there's so many. Everyone's on TikTok, Instagram, and you just see all of these. As you say, maybe someone who's younger will see someone, whoever it is, Sam Sulek, you know, just absolutely sending it in the gym and think, oh, that's what I should be doing. But they've been training a long time. They know what they're doing. So
and I think that's the key to making it sustainable is knowing your limits and accepting you can't move that weight, and how are you going to get there? That's the key. Okay, you can't move it, but how are you going to get there? You know, and it's almost working in different rep ranges, working different techniques, whatever, controlling the negative, that kind of thing, to eventually get there. And that should be your motivation then, or discipline then, is to go, I want to do that weight because I know that's my goal. How would you get there? You know, and I think that's how powerlifting, power building, whatever, that's how. What drives you is, I want to do that way. How do I do it safely? You know, what do I need to do to get there? But it's one of them. Like lat pull down today, I think I did 83 kg, and I was like, oh, I want to do 100. If you asked me 2 years ago that I was doing 83 kg on lat, I'd be mind blown. You know, like absolutely mind blown. It's comparison like that as well that kind of puts you down. Is you know, subconsciously you're thinking, I want to do this, I want to do, but just look at the journey, you know, look at where you've come from. We've both got videos from years ago training, you know, and you look at it now and it's like night and day, you know.
Yeah. That's the thing as well, like yourself now that you're going into like a fat loss, obviously you're going into a cut, and a lot of people will think that they're automatically going to get weaker, but especially in, like, for me when I was in prep, like, you have to battle to keep the strength. You know, you've got to be still. It's all in the mind, because you're going to be feeling, you're not got much food in your system. You're going to be feeling more tired, but if you don't hold on to them numbers, that's when you're going to lose muscle. So that's when you aren't going to see the change in your body. So you know, like yourself now, you've got to go in there thinking that you can still hold them reps, and you know, and I'm sure you'll progress as well to start with as well. But when you obviously get into the deeper end of it, there will be times. Obviously, there'll be sessions where you can't hold everything, but if you go into a session thinking that you're not going to be able to do it, then you won't. So it's all about, you know, locking in and it's just doing as best as you can.
It's that feeling between I think sometimes I have to work in that position of like, not fight or flight, but get myself into that kind of mindset with this kind of thing. Like last week, I did like 3 plates on shoulder press, and I was doing it for reps. I had my wraps on, admittedly, but I have to get in that mindset to really push myself. To go above and beyond. And I think this is the other thing as well. There's a difference between, again, pushing yourself and maintaining safe form, and then just completely your form absolutely breaking down and the range of motion breaking down, all that kind of stuff. So I think, again, it's like we said at the beginning, it's a fine line, because you want to, sometimes your form might go a little bit off to get the extra rep. Is that the end of the world? No. But if you're doing it every week and doing it for reps wrong, if you go in, if your elbows are in the wrong position and you're putting too much stress on your shoulder, do you know what I mean? It's just gonna fuck you up, as the kids say,
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, imposter syndrome, interesting one as well. Something that exists in the gym, probably because you're surrounded, in your gym, for example, we talked about. You're surrounded by, obviously, people with the same mindset, which is good, and that's great. But also, like you say, like subconsciously, how do you get over the imposter syndrome of, do I deserve to be here? Have I earned my place to be here? Do you know what I mean? Because at the beginning, before you joined that gym, you said yourself, like, I don't know if I'm going to find it comfortable or welcome or whatever.
That's the thing. It's the same with everything. Like it's walking into a different place, like for the first time. Like as I say, I remember like thinking, oh god, yeah, it's going to be. But then when you actually go in there, and now, like I'm sure there's people that look at the gym now and think, oh yeah, it's going to be full of, just hardcore bodybuilders that have, that I'm not going to fit in. You don't have to be a bodybuilder to be in the gym. Like our gym is just, there's like so many different people. There's guys, girls in there that, are bodybuilders. There's some that are natural bodybuilders. There's some that are assisted bodybuilders. There's some that are just lifestyle people that just like going and training. There's some that, obviously not. It is more of a bodybuilding gym because there's not much like, kind of like high roxy kind of stuff in there. It is more of a bodybuilding gym, obviously. But it's just getting over that. It's what people think. It's in 99% of the time it's in people's heads. Like it's the same with, thinking what weights you're going to lift. Oh, everyone's looking, or if you're filming, everyone's looking at. No one is looking at you. Like literally, you get over that. Like no one cares what you're lifting. No one cares what you're doing. It's just they're there to just get on with it, aren't they? Obviously, if you're setting up a camera right next to someone, they might have a bit of something to say. But most of the time, and it's also like if someone walks past my camera and they're like, "Oh, sorry," like do not don't apologise. Like who cares? Like it's not my gym to be. You walk where you want. I've just put a camera there. Like if someone walks in front of it, I don't care. It's only for me to just look back on, so I can always record another set. But it's most of the time it's just in people's heads, isn't it? And that's what. As soon as I went in there, I've met so many good friends in there over the last 2 years, and now I know quite a lot of people in there, and it's nice that I can go in the morning, I can go in the evening, and I know people, and it's just having that community as well, and that's what's about with everything, with any kind of sport, any kind of hobby. It's just as much as we love training and stuff like that, it's about building relationships with people. And as I say, I've met really, really good friends in there over the last few years that have helped me massively as well. So it's the same, obviously, with you. I know you've just moved to a recently to another gym. Again, that's what. I wouldn't really want to move to another gym now because when you've been at a gym for so long, it's hard. I'm moving
again next month.
Oh yeah,
I'm moving again. Yeah.
God, so what one are you going to now?
I'm going to a similar place. It's just a lot quieter, so I don't have to wait for equipment. It's run by. It's sort of similar to my previous one, where it's run by a family. So that family-owned gym, it does make a difference. They're smaller, so they're actually good. They're always looking at, I've seen on their Instagram, what a piece of equipment should we get next, and then they go and get that equipment, that kind of. It's nice. It's nice to see. So, and again, Nicole feels more comfortable in that kind of environment, so we're going to just go and use that gym together, which should be good.
Yeah, nice.
Talk about, because this is something that I don't know, affected me, and I'm sure it affected you. Outside of the gym, body image. First of all, I would talk about clothes, non-gym clothes. I think that's the first point I want to make here.
That's good points.
I don't think clothes are built for gym people. I don't. Because often
it's funny.
Go on.
Go on. Sorry, no, you're right. Go on, carry on.
You can often buy a t-shirt that's obviously really, really tight up here, and then it's not got the the give down here either. And if you're bulked, you want to hide your belly, but you want to show your top half. And yeah,
it's so funny because obviously when I like a few months ago when I was like competition ready, like I was the leanest I would ever, you know, the most peeled I could have ever been. I would never thought I would ever get like that, and I didn't want to wear really like I look great with my clothes off, but with clothes on, I just felt skinny, and it's the same as everything. And I just felt like, but like now, I look at my check-in shots, and I'm like 11 kilos up, and I look, and I just think, like,
crazy.
it looks so like, yeah. But then with clothes on now, I feel so much better. So I'll wear,
you fill it out.
So now I'll wear a bit of a tighter top. So sometimes I'll wear like baggier tops, obviously, but then I've got some like fitted kind of, you know, the material that's more fitted, like the. Yeah, I forgot what they're called, like the
muscle,
like the Gymshark Derm. Yeah, like that nice like soft material. I've got some Alpha Elite ones which are much more fitted.
Yeah.
And I just prefer it. You know, I look better. I look better now with clothes on. Yeah, I look better with clothes on now. And it's just weird that I'm like 11 kilos heavier, but I prefer my look with clothes on now. But obviously, yeah, it's. But then again, you going back to like saying normal clothes, because obviously, 99% of the time we're in gym clothes, but. When I was bigger and I wasn't into the gym, I would want like designer kind of clothes, which is strange. You know, I'd much rather go and spend a bit of money on clothes, and I suppose that was a bit more of an insecurity then. But like now, all I will wear if we go out for dinner is a plain shirt, or I like Primark's Muscle Fit t-shirts, which are about £3. They fit quite nice.
I did the job,
and I'll wear a plain black top, plain white top. And some trousers or something like that, and I won't even. Yeah, it's just a bit mad, isn't it? With different clothes, and obviously, as you say, some clothes do fit better than others, and you have to have two wardrobes, don't you, for when you're skinny and when you're a bit skinnier and when you're a bit bigger. But
you do. Yeah. And this is the other thing I was going to talk about. I don't know if you felt it as well. I think I felt it because I was getting bigger originally. Is your presence in a room. You know me before, I was very small, very skinny, and I was still a big personality. Like, I still had a bit of a voice on me, but I wouldn't be typically the biggest in the room or stuff like that. And I'm still not now to a point, because I'm not massive, but like, I feel when I walk in a room now, I carry a little bit more presence. I don't know what it is, if it's a mental
But
thing.
that all stems from that all stems from you just being more confident in yourself, which everyone should be. Yeah, and that's a really nice feeling, especially when it's not you becoming arrogant or anything like that, but it's just nice, isn't it? And I had this the other day. Yeah, I had this the other day, and again, 90% of people will think, what is he doing? He thinks he's massive, going out into Sainsbury's in a vest. But I'd literally just trained. Deanna said, can we go out? This was, I don't know, one like last Saturday for last Friday. And I was walking around Sainsbury's in a vest. And people probably did think, again, I don't care. I'm not there. I'm not thinking I'm the biggest, because I'm far from that anyway. Or look at me. This little kid said to his daddy, like pointed. I don't know what he said, but I said to Deanna, I wonder what that kid's saying. Like, you know, it's just funny, isn't it? But as I say, that all comes from confidence. I don't care. I'll walk out in a vest and shorts. You know, it's whatever you feel confident in. And you saying when you're walking into a room that you feel, you know, bigger presence and stuff like that. That will just, and that's how people should feel. You should feel comfortable in your body. Again, if you're a bigger guy who's not into the gym and you're happy, then fair enough, good. You know, and as I say, about 5 years ago, I was always happy. But now, as you say, I'm so much more confident in myself and just the way I look and the way with everything. But yeah, it all stems from you just being, you know, it all comes from how you feel, doesn't it? So
yeah. And I think as well, that is born from people around you for the first time when you're training, recognizing as well your progress. Now, you know, you don't live for other people's opinions, but when people are close to you, recognizing, wow, you know, you're losing weight and you're looking good, or you're building muscle and you're looking strong, like that means more than I think they know, because these are people that you value opinions from, and they don't perhaps go to the gym and they're noticing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's when other people notice it as well, and that's what. Again, someone who I'm working with now said, I went out and other people are noticing a difference, and that's what you want. You know, obviously, of course, you want it for yourself, but when other people start noticing it, then it kind of puts in your head that I am actually doing something right, and it is a big thing.
Yeah, it's not validation as such, but it is that kind of boost of confidence to go, you know, I should push forward with this because I'm making positive changes, and what's actually wrong with that, you know?
That's it.
Yeah, but no, it's obviously, I think that's the deeper part of this all. Is obviously we do powerlifting, we do bodybuilding, and obviously you help lifestyle people. But from a mental perspective, I think the confidence boost the gym gives you is like none other. I can't compare it to anything. You know, we played football for years before the gym, and I know we didn't do that at a professional level or anything like that.
No.
But it never gave me anyway. God, I wasn't very good. No. But the confidence boost that, you know, like, but the gym, it's measurable, isn't it? It's so measurable. You can kind of, it's magical.
But it's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think when you're looking at insecurities and aesthetics, like everyone's going to look different all the time. Do you know what I mean? Yes, you know, and also when you post as well online, you're opening yourself up to people's opinions, and it's up to you whether or not you value that opinion. If you wouldn't ask them for advice, don't worry about their opinion, is what I always go by, you know, like, especially like, you know, I'm not a bodybuilder, but if a bodybuilder, you know, if you was to say, look, Chris, you know, you're looking good here, but this, I'd value that because you're a bodybuilder, you're a competent, you know what I mean? Whereas someone that, you know, trains, you know, infrequently, you're not really, you know, if you're not taking advice from them, why bother? Why they affect you? You know, I know what my muscle groups, where I'm good and where I need work. Bodybuilders typically know that as well, or powerlifters know where they're weakest at. So I think you know better than anyone what your insecurities are. It's just taking that with you and kind of going, right, how do I build on them? You know.
No, definitely, it's really, really good points.
Yeah. No, but as I say, I think as well when you're natural, that's also another part of the comparison thing, isn't it? Of you know, if you're looking at someone, you don't know if they're assisted or not. You don't know.
No, exactly, what
they're up to. That dials into your brain even more as well. You know, and
that's what I mean as well. That. Yeah, and that's what I mean. You don't know what how long people have been training for, if they are, you know, assisted or stuff like that. But as I say, that's when you could look at them and think, oh, I'm about the same height as them. Oh, I can lift that. And that's when people get injured because it's not a good, you know.
I know we always talk about, me and you, because obviously we were at the same age. Oh, I wish I got into it earlier. But you know what? In a sense, I'm glad I did get into it when my brain was developed a bit more. Do you know what I mean? I know you were sensible at 18, unlike me, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did try as well, though. You know, I think we all tried. When I was probably in my early 20s, I went to the gym and they weren't really, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose it's the mindset that I had at 26 when I started is that got me locked in. Maybe again, there's a reason why it probably didn't work. And when we was younger, obviously, if what you'd want is the mindset that we've got now back at 18, which isn't obviously going to happen. But
because
but then I do see people now.
Yeah.
I see people now. There's a guy at the gym now who's competing for the first time. He's 18. I'm like, man, like, crazy, you know, if you can be that locked in when you know and love training and love that when you're 18, like that's just great.
It's a cultural thing as well, though, isn't it? Like when we were 18, the gym was not celebrated like it is now.
No, that's the thing. Now people don't really. Not that we was big party animals or anything like that. I certainly wasn't, but like that was a bit more of a thing, weren't it? But now it's more like drinking. No one really cares about going out drinking anymore. It is more, like gym and it is just different now, isn't it? And you see a lot more. As I say, when we was younger, obviously there were still people, of course, going to the gym at our age, but I can't think of anyone at our school that was actively going to the gym.
And got big.
Or, you know, actively going to the gym when we was just playing football or something like that.
Yeah. It might be because information's much more freely shared now. You know what to do at a gym at a basic level. You can search it up. You can find the information. Whereas when we were kids, but when we were younger, that was a niche thing. The gym.
Yeah.
Like you say, it wasn't. Even if someone was to walk in the gym, they wouldn't know what to do. You know, as in like how to structure anything. You start doing some bicep curls and then hope for the best. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing, isn't it? You know. But I think I'm glad that I did start at 25 or 26 because I had the maturity to know that, actually, I don't need to be assisted. I don't need to be assisted to focus on my goals. And that's not to say that someone assisted is wrong, but that's to say, no, I've got my own journey and I can measure my progress from the beginning to here and it still be quite significant, you know.
But it's also like, as well, going back to like obviously I was with D right from school, so I never had this. But like, if you was going out in your early 20s, you'd go out, as I say, to a bar or something like that, or a club, and that's where you'd meet girls and stuff like that. Now, I can guarantee that people are meeting, at the gym, or having dates and stuff at the gym. Which, back then, it was never a thing, was it? It was always going out. And so I suppose that kind of, a lot more people, which is good to see, a lot more people are into fitness, whether that's just a few days a week, but a lot of people are now into fitness.
Yeah, on Thursday I trained quite late, really late. I trained at like 8:30, which is late for me. And it got to about 10 o'clock. I just finished, and the gym was just buzzing with like loads of, I'd say, 18 to 24-year-olds. And I thought, like, this is the new night out in a way. I left, and it was busy, but just full of one type of person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, this is it, and that's probably because of 24-hour gyms and how many gyms there are now. And how all of them are 24 hours. Most of them, are.
That's it. Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, well, I've only got a couple of questions. I think we've probably wrapped up, really, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
What we've talked about, which was good. I've only got a couple of questions which we'll finish up on, which I'm just trying to find now. Only really from Paul Kenrick. He's an avid listener of me on my YouTube and obviously the podcast as well. So shout out to him. But he's just put a couple of questions that are kind of similar. So it's, when would you introduce more volume to a client's training plan? E.g. intensifiers, more sets. And then he said, do you have intensifiers in your own training? If so, what are they? So I would never really add intensifiers in until people are exactly like bang on with form, because again, you can start adding in like supersets and stuff like that, which again work, but you need to be getting the form. You need to know how to train properly first. And again, with regards to my training, obviously it's with all like my plans and stuff like that for clients, it's just to failure. But obviously, in my training plan, I've got myo rep sets on a few bits, which is so like I'll do 12 reps on a single leg extension, like to failure, then like 5-second pause, and then I'll go again 3 to 5 reps. And then basically until you can't do 3 to 5 reps, so you might do like 4 like mini sets in a one set basically. So like today I do a single leg extension, 1 set, but myo rep, so that so it might be 2, 3, 4 mini sets basically. But that's all that I've got in my plan. I think I'll do that on my leg extensions, single leg extensions. I've got rear delts that I do myo rep sets on.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good idea. I do my reps on my leg extensions too, actually, but not on my reverse flies.
Yeah.
And I think when you introduce intensity, you're right, it's when the form is correct, but it's also when you stall at a certain rep range as well. Like, you can use different methods to push yourself in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing 6 to 8 reps on something, you're not getting more reps. Drop the weight, do a superset or change the state of play, isn't it? Like, do the myo
whatever
reps,
works. It's whatever works. And obviously, if you enjoy doing, some people like more volume kind of training where they have supersets and stuff like that, and it all works, doesn't it? So it's just again with my training, I've got a few bits in there, but for like lifestyle kind of clients, I wouldn't really,
No, well, they don't really need.
There's no need. No,
if
they said to me, actually, I'd quite like to do that, then if they want to,
engages,
absolutely. But
it's a good question.
But
good question.
Yeah. But other than that is about it, I believe. So I think we just, unless you've got anything else.
I just want to pick up, just about one thing. I watched yesterday. I know you don't probably watch him, but Will Tennyson.
I've heard of him, but again, I don't really watch too much of him. No.
Yeah, check out the latest video on Diamond Gym. Obviously the caption is, I trained at the most dangerous gym, and this is interesting training. It's intense and it's quite violent training. Yeah. I would. Anyone that's watching, go check it out. It's a really, really strange video, and they're doing stupid amounts of. It seems almost like there's this guy that goes around the gym. Everyone follows him, and they do the same weight as him, but they're completely different body weights, completely different, training styles. It's an interesting video. It's strange.
That's a good little bit there. Yeah, I'll have a look at that later on. Definitely. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, I love a bit of YouTube, haven't we? So
yeah, absolutely. What's the next episode about, mate?
What have we got on for next week?
Episode 5.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at good accessory movements. So I think that'd be a good one for you, Chris, because obviously I know you have obviously good accessories and bits like that in there as well. Like overrated, underrated kind of exercises as well. And then a good one that we'll talk about is about gym myths. So yeah, there's so many things that float around that people talk about. You know, the one in there, spot reducing fat. You know, just not nonsense what people. Yeah. So that'll be a good one next week. So yeah, basically on some good accessory movements and some about gym myths, you know, that aren't really necessarily true. So yeah, that'll be the good. And in the next coming weeks, we'll talk about like my competition prep, and obviously how you'd go about a lot of competition prep as well, because obviously it'd be different for you know, I'd be interested to see how you would prep for a competition or a powerlifter would, obviously. So yeah, it's good episodes coming up. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there then. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. That was episode 4. We'll be back next weekend for episode 5. Please, obviously, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube, and give us a listen on Spotify as well. And yeah, obviously, we've got our own YouTube channels, me and Chris as well.
Have you got one coming out this weekend?
I am filming. Yeah, I didn't film last week because I was quite busy. And again, as much as some people like it, but I'm not doing anything.
No.
Like this week's video is just me just waffling on about, I'm going to the gym again. But yeah, because there's only so many
you can do,
what I eat in a day, stuff like that, because I eat the same stuff. But what I am going to do is next week I'm traveling. I've got a training course up in London, so I'm going to be training in the morning, and I'm going to be taking all my meals obviously with me. So basically, how I go about traveling. Yeah, so that should be a decent video next week. But this week's kind of just a general waffle really. But yeah, what about you with yours?
I videoed a bit today, so I did my lat pull downs, my rows, and reverse curls. I always try and get hammer curls in there, but the dumbbell rack is literally in the middle of the gym, and I'm just not about putting a tripod in people's way yet.
No, of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you have to do it tactically. I know we spoke about this earlier in the episode, but yeah.
Good. Well, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch you up. We'll catch up with you next week.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
See you later. Take care.